Hey guys, this is Apostle Courtney Williams. You guys, I'm trying to get used to giving you content on a regular basis. Everybody loves my reviews from all over the country. I've got over 500,000 views on reviews that I've done in the last 6 months just on Google. I think like 3 to 6 months that I've been reviewing on Google, and I'm trying to take it to the next level, you guys. So you guys are along for the ride, and I'm all about faith, family, food, and fellowship. So as I go from town to town visiting, I'm always going to check out food destinations. I'm always going to do some cool stuff, and I want to share some of that with you. So this week I was celebrating my birthday, as I said in the previous post, and I did rent a Ford Mach-E from Budget Rental Car. And I'm telling you, the rental process was simple. Obviously, it was just a standard rental, just like renting any other vehicle. I think the fees were a little bit higher. Like I rented for 3 days, and it came up to just shy of, or just right around $200. Nice thing about Budget, for those of you who don't know, is that you can prepay with a debit card. It'll cover the rental, and then you just have to have a credit card with a $300 limit or better on it in order to rent. So it doesn't negate you needing to have a credit card, but it's definitely a little bit more convenient. And I think there's only probably 1 or 2 other rental car companies that are as convenient. And I think the only one that does not, may or may not still, because I know times are constantly changing, may or may not still require you to have a credit card is Enterprise. But other than that, everybody else requires you to have a credit card. So don't go out trying to rent something and you don't have that. So great deal on the rental car. I think it was like $100 or $120 or something like that for the 3 days. And the process, like I said, was very simple, just like normal. Pulled out of the rental car company in a brand new Ford Mustang Mach-E. Even though I had selected for a Tesla, and the Mustang Mach-E was extra, they upgraded me because I'm a business class. So that's another little thing. If you can get into the business program of any rental car company, you're going to save yourself some more money. I save on average probably about 20% on my rental. So, and I typically get free upgrades because they'll just upgrade me to something nicer, when I go. So anyway, the Ford Mach-E, wow. First of all, it's a Mustang. I've owned a Mustang. I've done Mustang things, I've driven fast and furious. I think my Mustang that I own was a V6. But I'd say power-wise, this is far superior. And I was able to go from 0 to the speed limit really easy, real quick. It's instant power. So that's something you're just probably gonna have to get used to. Handling wise, it was much like a regular car as far as how it handled on the road, because you got tires, you got braking system, you got all that kind of stuff. And then the one thing I'd definitely have to say is you're gonna have to get used to the braking. The slowing down, because a typical car, you let up off the gas pedal, you slow down. In this car, you let up off the gas pedal, you only start decreasing by like maybe a mile every so many seconds. It does not slow down fast. So you want to make sure that you're using your braking system to slow down when you do that. So active driving is a must. One of the nice things is the humongous, I think it's like 10 or 12 inches display that they have in here of the center console where you can do everything from. That's really cool. And it was fairly easy to use. I took like 5 minutes to really look around the car, because everything is normal. Lights, windshield wipers, your little dial there to tell it what to do. Also, so the only thing I found that I had to learn was the display. And the display basically has, if you touch something on the display, the knob turns into whatever you touch. So if you touch a AC control, the knob's going to change it to an AC control, because the knob is actually in the center of the screen and attached to the screen. It does AirPlay, it does Android Play. So basically, when I put the AirPlay in, I was good to go, straight rock and roll. So that gave me my music and my 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 GPS, which I use Waze. I use Waze because I like Waze. Got a little character to it. Right now I got the Minions on. Before I had Jennifer Hudson on, you know, as the voice. So it's pretty cool. It's something to engage while you're actually on the road. Plus you get a lot of police alerts and a lot of abandoned car alerts, debris in the street alerts, all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool. The other thing is it has an amazing sound system. It actually has a Bang & Olufsen's. Now, Bang & Olufsen's is a top-notch European brand, and for this to be in this car says a lot. Like that, you know, Bang & Olufsen's, they focus on the sound, the quality of the sound, and anybody who's ever listened to a Bang & Olufsen's would tell you it is a quality piece of electronics, and entertainment. So, you know, check it out. It sounds good. I really liked it. And then it's roomy. It's like, I figured, like I had originally thought I was going to get a Tesla Model 3, but I ended up with this, and I'm glad I did, because it's a typical hatchback situation, which I drive every day. I drive a RAV4, and I was able to put my luggage in the back, and, you know, had room on the back seat to even throw some things, and you know, slid the chairs back. Everything was beautiful. I was good to go. All right. One other thing is that it actually has a sunroof that goes the entire length of the car. It doesn't close. You can't see in it. You can only see out of it. But it's beautiful and great at any time of day, because you can see the sky from inside the car while you're inside the car. So I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I really wanted to give you guys before I go? It's fun driving. And there is a way to change the driving mode. I did change it to the unbridled setting, and that right there puts like all the power in the back. Oh my God! And the car is really, moves really easily. And I mean, I was able in unbridled mode, reaching, say, your 3 figures on the dashboard was very, very easy, and took no effort whatsoever. I did notice a little bit more consumption on the energy level. I don't know if that was true or not, but that was cool. Now, if you're going to rent an electric car or buy an electric car, you gotta be mindful that you don't fuel up like a normal person. Regular car, you can stop anywhere, mom and pop gas station, what have you, throw a few bucks in and be on your way. Electric car, we have a problem. You're limited to the charging stations that are out there. Thankfully, there are all these good apps, but one of the things that I found on my way to Jacksonville is that there are several places that do not have charging stations efficiently located. That's a problem, right? I was on a stretch of 90 miles of freeway, realizing that I wasn't going to have a good enough charge to make it to my destination. So I had to find a charging station that would fit into the parameters of what I was dealing with. So I ended up finding a station that forced me to go like 7 miles off of my path, but it got me to a place where I could actually charge, and there were available chargers, which is another problem, because I did make it to a place when I had like 7% once I was actually in the city, and that place had all of the EV charging stations full. I say that because the app did not show that all of them were full. So if you're going to go to one and it says, oh, it's one available, don't go to that one. Pick one that has 2 or 3 available, because the great likelihood is that you will not find a open EV station, right? I got lucky today because I pulled into Brandon Town Center, where EVgo has 4 stations. Each station has 2 plugs, but they're 2 different kind of plugs, which is another thing. There's CCS, and then there's CHAdeMO. I'm not totally sure what CHAdeMO goes to, but the Mustang uses the CCS. They're both DC, and all of their stations are named, so you have to know which one you're actually going to be charging at. The app allows you to see what's available excuse me, and you need to have that app on your cell phone in order to pay, so that you don't have to pay at the kiosk. It's a lot easier. Literally, when I pull in, since I downloaded the app, set up my payment method, I'm able to plug in. It recognizes that I'm getting ready to charge. I open my app and it uses near field technology or RFID chips. So you have to be close, you have to have your cell phone out and close to the charging station. Once that communication is set up, payment is approved, everything is moving forward, and I don't believe that they pre-charge you anything, but by the time you're done, it's typically around 59 cents per kilowatt hour, which is your vehicle probably uses under 100 kilowatt hours, right? So and you're not going to actually charge that much. So but anyway, app, make sure you have your phone out, app open, plug in the car first, and then the app and your EV charging station will do in your car will do all the rest. Now, back to what I was saying about how many kilowatt hours your car actually consumed. So let's say it's 50 cents. It's really like more like 59 cents. There's 59 cents, 51 cents, and 33 cents, but that depends on what time of day you're actually going to charge. So let's assume that you're at the 50 cents or 51 cents. So 70 kilowatt hours is on average. And so that would be like $35 plus an extra dollar for the transaction fee, $36. However, this is something you want to know. Typically, you're not going to be fully charging your EV, so, which is your electric vehicle. The optimum charging happens up to 80%. That's the fast charge. By the way, charging machines come in 350, I think it's 350 milliamps and 350 amps, and then there is a voltage, and then down to about 100. Those are most of your commercial, 100, 150, right? Those are most of your commercials. That means that they can do a car fairly quickly within a couple hours, right? 350 is what you want. That's the super fast charging, and there's a lot of those around. So anyway, but even at supercharging, the speed at which it charges breaks down as you get higher in your percentage. So when you first start charging, it charges very fast, and that's minutes, a matter of minutes. It's going to get you to 50%, right? Now, once you hit 50%, the rate at which you charge is going to drop down a little bit. All right, it'll go from like 100 to 150, all the way down to say like 50 to 70, 50 to 100. And then once you get beyond 80, get to 80%, which is the optimum charging, now it's going to drop down to a speed of 10, what they call 10 kilowatt hours 10 kilowatts per hour. That's very slow. Matter of fact, normally it takes me about an hour to get to 80 if I'm down around 20%, which is about as low as you want to take it. And then once you get to 80, it takes another hour just to get the final 20% charged in. You'll hear the rate. There's like a roaring sound that happens, and then you'll hear that sort of like slow down, and you're literally getting 1 kilowatt hours every like 7 minutes, 6 to 7 minutes, which is very slow compared to what it does on its way up to 80%, right? Give you an example. The timers that they use inside the car, it shows you about how long you should expect. And it even gives you a time, how long you should expect to get to 80%, because they know that most people aren't going to take it to 100%. FYI, if you're renting the car, you have to return the car with at least 70 to 80% battery charge in it in order for you not to be charged for a refueling fee. Refueling fee is between $35 and $70 for refueling. So you want to make sure that you return it at or above 70%. Remember, the machines that charge quickest within an hour up to the 80% mark. So you should set aside that time to get the car charged on your way to returning the car, right? So that you don't have to worry about incurring any additional fees. If you're going to be on a road trip, I suggest that you not prepay for a recharge. I really would suggest that you just, charge as you go and make sure you return at the proper level, because you're probably going to be at a low level, considering the fact that the 80% mark is probably where you're going to be. 80% for most EVs in a rental car company setting is around 220 miles. So the trip I just did was 330 some miles, I believe, and so that was almost like 660 miles round trip. Obviously, it took me a few charges to be able to make that happen, right? And don't forget, you're using battery. That's one thing I didn't realize, is that you're using battery when you're idling. So just like you're using fuel in your car when you're idling, however, your fuel consumption drops really, really, really low. In an electric setting, I don't know that drops very low at all, because I've noticed that that I still ended up, dropping the percentage, even when I was just sitting in traffic, just idling, and the percentage still goes down. So anyway, great car. Love the Mustang Mach-E. I'm a Mustang fan. I'm a Ford fan. So it's been great. It has a lot of character. It's a beautiful vehicle, and if you're used to a small CRV or something like that, it definitely would be right up your alley. And hey, happy hunting. Maybe it'll work for you. Hopefully you go out there and take the chance, because hey, life is worth living, guys. Okay, so y'all take care. Once again, Apostle Bishop Courtney Williams. I'm here with you just to share some of the things that I've been experiencing in my life. This is my 49th trip around the sun, and excuse me, and I'm just having a blast on my way home. All right, y'all take care. Talk to you soon.